calling this meeting to order. You are right.
I'll call the meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First order of business is to give the oath of office to our new trustees. And Mr. Verweer has already taken his oath of office. And Mr. Dutcher is not with us tonight, but he will take his oath at his earliest convenience within the 30-day required window. So now I will call for nominations for President of the Board of Education for the 23-24 school year.
I would like to nominate Graydon Dutcher again. I spoke to him and he was open to accepting that position, even though he would not be present this evening.
Second.
Do we have any other nominations?
Nomination, second
Nope.
nomination.
Okay. So,
Yes. We needed a second. Yep.
yes, but did we have any other nominations? So no. Okay. Rhonda and Mr. Bodine, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. So again, normally at this time I would give Mr. Dutcher his oath of office, but he will take that when he can come in. So at this time I will call for nominations for Vice President of the Board of Education for 23-24 school year.
I nominate Tammy Tweedy.
Second.
Any other nominations? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. So I will give Mrs. Tweedy her oath of office.
Sorry to do this to you on your
You have to do it sometime. And just rip the Band-Aid off.
That's right. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Board of Education Vice President to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay, please sign there. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll proceed with the reorganizational meeting, the consent agenda. So A, consent agenda resolution. Resolve that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education does hereby approve, accept, and acknowledge the following reorganizational consent agenda items as stated, and they are listed. Item B, appointments of officers and others.
I do have one question before you go on, because I know it's a long list. K through 12 supervising librarian. Barb Guidell still?
Barb Guidell is not certified. So Barb, as long as she continues for the year, we'll continue with her stipend for the year. So we have a certified librarian that is covered.
Okay.
The hope is at the end of this coming year, we'll have an individual that's certified on staff, but we'll see what
She
happens.
doesn't get to enjoy her retirement yet.
Well, unless she continues to say yes.
Right.
If you're listening,
Okay. Are there any other questions regarding the list? If not, we can proceed to C, which is designations. So designation of bank depositories, official newspaper, and official printer for the 2023-2024 school year. D is authorizations. So that is also listed. I'll give you some time to review that list if you have any questions.
With authorized credit card access, Leah is leaving in September. Can we take her off that, or do we need to do it now?
This would give her access through August.
Through August.
Will there be a new list?
We could, if you'd like, if the board would feel comfortable, we could do that, bring that back at our first meeting in September.
It would probably be, sure, just to close that loop.
Sure.
E is president to sign legal documents and annual reports. F is credit cards. And there are 4 listed, so the Big M Charge Account, Business MasterCard Visa, Coco Voyager Global Montebello Group Fuel Cards, and the Exxon Fuel Card.
Are these all fuel cards, or is the Big M food as well? Is that
It's a regular charge account.
just a regular charge?
G is the standard workday resolution, which is attached. Establish the standard workday. H is committees, which are mandated by the state. And so all the representatives for the different committees that we have for the school year are listed.
One comment on that, whoever's the chairman of my committees, district safety, and there's one other, need to call me, because I don't access my computer frequently.
Okay, I'll make that note.
Once a year, Mike yelled at me for not doing the super evals and stuff.
I is fees, rates, and bonding. So those are our fees for the different activities that can go on at the school for the year.
Back up just a minute, if you would. The visitation committee for what? Is that Middle States?
No, it's for if somebody wanted to come into the building,
Okay.
we have a committee.
Fees, rates, and bonding, just to acknowledge that we have adjusted the substitute rates in a few of the areas, again, due to the adjustment related to the minimum wage, as that filters up through and pushes, as well as competitiveness around the area.
J is petty cash funds. So we established the petty cash funds for the 2023-2024 school year, an amount not to exceed $100, each for the cafeteria, Townsend Elementary School, Dr. George F. Mack Middle School, and O'Neill High School. K is extenuating circumstances. So resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education does hereby authorize the superintendent of schools for the 2023-2024 school year to provisionally approve appointments of personnel, New York State mandated reports, CSE, CPSE, recommendations, and other time-sensitive documents, including but not limited to awards within policy parameters during extenuating circumstances or time lapses between Board of Education meetings and where services to the Walton Central School District or its students would be hindered unless otherwise approved, pending final approval of the Board of Education at the next available scheduled meeting. So these are in emergency circumstances. We give Dr. McDonald special privileges, and then we approve them at the next Board of Education meeting. Impartial hearing officer. Independent student psychological evaluators, and that is also, there's a file attached that you can review. And is correcting and refunding erroneous taxes. O is 403B designee, who is our appointed district treasurer as the 403B designee for the 2023-2024 school year. P is the CSE, CPSE committees. That is the end of our reorganization consent agenda. And so I'll need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
And now we'll, all in favor, sorry.
Aye.
Making my assumption, sorry.
Opposed? Very good, thank you.
Now we will move into our regular business meeting.
And we need a
So we need a
resolution for that.
resolution to move into that.
Make a motion.
Thank you.
No second.
Is there anybody opposed to that one?
It's a nice night out.
That is true.
All right, I'll call to order the regular general session. First order of business is approval of the minutes from the prior meeting, the June 20th, 2023 public hearing and regular meeting, and there was a correction to that. The change orders up to $9,999.99 is the change to that. So rather than reading $9,999, it should read $9,999.99.
And you got the correction from Kevin?
Yes.
The typo.
Yes, thank you.
Good catch on that. I make a motion to accept them as submitted.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the CSE, CPSE recommendations, which are attached, and if there's any discussion needed regarding this, we will need to take that to executive session.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Public comment.
We have Lieutenant Vasquez stopped in to say hello.
Okay.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the board, thank Dr. McDonald and all the staff here at Walton. We truly are grateful that you've offered this facility to us to perform this IRT mission. We started it off today with a soft start, and it's been great. We look forward to working with the community and servicing the local communities, and that it works out for everybody. And just again, thank you from our team to you.
Thank you very much for what you're doing. One question, if you know the answer to, do you know about how many residents we served today?
So 38.
30?
38, we saw through don't have the number yet for the off-site stuff.
Well, thank you very much for what you're doing. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Definitely a benefit to our residents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I plan on a school messenger tomorrow. I'll get that out to encourage our school community, you know, and push out. We reach over 1,000, I believe, with a school messenger, so I'll encourage people to speak and to their families or people that they know that take advantage of this opportunity. So we'll try to extend that out there.
Now, is it walk-in and appointment, or is it walk-in? Okay.
Yeah, everything was walking. The only thing that was by appointment was spay and neutering that's taking place at Delhi College.
Okay.
And my understanding is that they're well past capacity, like 175 people booked
Wow.
up or something of that nature. So, but here it's completely walking. We had out of those 38 people on the property, 3 were in line up to 45 minutes before it started this afternoon at 1 o'clock. So hopefully it'll continue to be a nice steady flow. Hopefully they'll talk. They'll get the word out.
Spread the word, right?
Yeah.
The door hangers, I know they were all over town, so the message is out there. I just hope that people take advantage of it and
Yep, and they're making glasses today. They had the machine down in the shop, and the people who they saw that needed glasses, they were making the glasses today already, so.
It's just the lenses, or is it?
It's frames of people donated frames. I got a couple bags I gotta bring up tomorrow, and the Lions Club, Mayor Snow brought up 2, like, garbage bags, trash bags full from their collections, so they've had those to put into their, whatever they brought with them. So, yeah, pretty neat. Yep, so I know you go in with your eye examination done at no cost, and potentially, you know, frames, if they find frames that
Right.
people accept, and you get the frames and lenses done.
You can bring your own frames, though. Is that, okay.
good deal.
Exciting. Hopefully people take advantage of it. And it's not just Walton, it's the county.
And it's not even just the county.
It's everybody.
It has nothing to do with residency, it has nothing to do with anything. Anybody that comes in the door, they'll serve.
Yeah.
It's a military exercise, training exercise for them. They want as much traffic as they can get.
And did our meals start up here?
So we'll all start taking away.
We're up to discussion items. So, that the facilities committee will meet on Tuesday, July 18th at 7 o'clock. Location to be determined.
I think we decided it would be here.
Here?
Yeah, in the library.
Okay. Need to schedule a Board of Education special meeting to award the capital outlay project bids after the facilities committee meeting.
If the facilities committee, if that goes well, and they have a recommendation to make.
Okay. The audit committee will meet on Monday, July 24th at 4 p.m. We've experienced some difficulty in scheduling the annual building walkthrough. The district office will send out alternative options to consider between August 7th and the 26th. Please think about mornings, Fridays, or weekends.
We're open to whatever you need. You folks don't make it easy. Sometimes work for it. But if we're just because the district's closed on Fridays, the administrative team and I can come in and we can do whatever we need to do. Same thing with the weekend. Whatever is needed for that, that is a regulatory safety walkthrough that has to occur before school opens. So it's not something that's, you know, that we can.
And mornings would be more difficult.
I was gonna say, but didn't we do it like at night or in the
Yeah,
afternoon?
usually in the evening would be
There's another option out there, whatever, Friday week, we don't care, whatever you need, is it's all
You go to me, so.
How long is it take to?
Depends.
conversations, right?
Yeah, and what, you may see something that I don't, and, you know, so just, we basically look through the entire, you know, buildings and outdoors.
Townsend Inn.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll start at Townsend and then over here. Townsend this year, we won't be even late. They'll have, part of it will be blocked off with the construction still occurring. But the rest of the building, August, we'll be able to see the entire building except for the, hopefully, because as soon as they get done with the asbestos, they get the floor put back, then they say it could be as late as third week of August before that floor is cured to where they start building on it. So,
We try not to do it on a board meeting night because we don't want to be rushed through it. It's something that we should be taking our time and looking over, so.
and there's been, the board has spotted things that we just don't see, because we're every day working on things. There's been great things that we've been able to make corrections to and improvements to, in my opinion, the last 3 years.
The NISBA Annual Conference for 2023 is in Buffalo, October 26th through the 28th. Not sure who's planning to go, but registration opens on August 8th.
Right. So if you could let me know.
I'm going, I would like to go.
I'm only going
If someone else goes. It's not my favorite location, but the information that we get out of it, I find very valuable. So Kevin usually goes, so I don't know.
So I'll send out an email, and if you could just let me know
Okay.
before August 8th.
I have a question. There's also a leadership and education meeting they're holding at the end of this month. Is anybody planning on attending that? Or do we get a readout of? No, it's in Albany. I think it's a 2-day event, second annual.
It's usually tied into the law conference.
Law conference in Binghamton this year.
Oh, that's right. That's usually tied in with that, isn't it? The education one? I think I did do that 1 year. I think one of maybe my first years that I got on the board. But I find that the conference is geared towards the same stuff, but you get a lot more out of it, and you get to pick and choose, your interests, or, if you feel that you have a weak spot, of like CSE and CPSC, I tend to attend a lot of those classes, so just gives you more of an option at the conference.
For any conference they hold, do we get some sort of a report that they put out, or?
Just from the NISBA club.
Yeah, the New York State School Board
Advocacy.
and the on-board put some stuff out, but
Okay. We don't get copies of the presentation?
no. You can, if you were signed up when they did the
Right.
COVID process, but I don't know as if we can now.
If we have people registered, I can get the handouts
Okay.
at that point.
Okay. Thanks.
Interesting. I'm just trying to click on the event info and it's coming up as not found, so. It's interesting too.
Our voting delegate and alternate for the NISBA annual meeting will need to be appointed at the August 22nd board meeting. Advisory committees, anyone, if you want to make any changes, we usually have a maximum of 3 board members per committee, and the president is the alternate. Appointed tonight will be finance, facilities, curriculum, and policy. And we can also have shared decision-making team that usually is teamed up with the curriculum committee. I know I'm on the curriculum committee.
If you would like to be on
I'll be on
the
there, yeah.
So I'm going to stay on the same.
Okay.
Currently on curriculum, are they or not?
You are.
Okay.
The safety team, Al is on that. We can have one other, and then the AIDS Advisory Council.
I would like to join the curriculum, if that's. My understanding, I can add.
Yes, we have one more seat on the curriculum, I
He was
believe.
on policy, wasn't he? There's a vacancy there?
So there's a vacancy on policy, curriculum,
And finance. Is
finance.
that-
Mhm.
Yep.
And we'll do those later in the evening.
We have. And then, Dr. McDonald, do you want to add anything for the possible or do appointments?
We have the 2 openings, school psychologists, we've been working on now for over a year. I've been having discussions with possible partial shares, kind of piecing it together, where we get the evaluations done, or the mailing done, with had some assistance. If you remember, we hired Christina Hewitt to do the certified special education teacher. She can do a certain level. And then the diagnostic psychology, psychological testing has to be done by a psychologist. So we're trying to piece it together. Mr. Wallace he's meeting with firms, with private organizations. We're hopefully we'll have something. But the moment we get something, I'm going to have to move on it. And then the ag teacher, we just opened it, obviously, just a few weeks ago. So the minute we get somebody there, if we get somebody there, we'll get that one set and ready to roll.
Were we successful with driver ed?
No, we reported that at the last meeting.
How did Franklin, I know we're going to still try to come up with something, how did Franklin get a driver ed for their students?
So well, it depends on if the person's
In-house, right, that's what I was wondering, if they're in-house.
And it's, of the, BOCES hired through that service, that program, hired like 11 drivers. Of all those drivers were in their school districts. They had guys for us, specifically for our region, and they weren't able to get anybody. So what I mentioned at the last meeting was we'll go forward this year and see if we can't grow somebody with them. See if we can entice somebody to take the courses. There's only a few courses to it if you're a certified teacher, and hopefully we can get somebody. For years it was, if you remember, it was George Shackleton, it was Larry Dave did it with George. Then after that we had Sal Sama, and so we've had teachers within who have done it before. So if we have to try to grow our own by covering the cost of the courses, which by contract, if we ask somebody to get certification, we would do. We'll see what we can come up with, but we have to do something.
We do, we really
now
need
to be
that,
able to come up with them.
right.
And that would be fall and spring. Usually it's only summer. Only summer.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we could get that during the school year. We talked about that when we implemented it again, I don't know what year, a few years ago. But that would be nice to offer it during the school year. And then you're not tying up the instructor or the student's summers.
Right. But you're talking about, for the numbers, you're talking about basically a half-time teacher dedicated to driver ed. To put the numbers, but 25, 30. Well, if you do it, so probably go up to 40.
Right, but you would, I mean, that's a life lesson that is I think money well spent on something like that. Safe kids driving, what's better than that?
I agree, that's important.
Yeah, I'd love to be in a position to look at things like that, but we'll get through our budget development, we'll take a look at things of that nature. We've got that, we got distance learning, we've got business, we've talked about a number of things like that we would love to be able to do. We just have to be in the fiscal stance to be able to do it.
Well, and then this may be where the curriculum can come in, and if there's classes that are not being utilized, to their fullest, maybe this is something that we can offer instead.
Well, it would have to be full reductions to have an individual to replace, to bring in a certified individual. So, it's like sections wouldn't help you unless you had that certified individual. So, you know what I mean?
Could we, well, maybe this is a curriculum conversation, but I'm just thinking, could we split the classroom versus the instructor? Maybe that's an
Split
option.
the classroom versus the
So
instructor.
we would need a certified teacher to do the classroom instruction for driver ed.
And driving.
The driving ed needs to be a certified teacher as well?
It needs to be a certified driver education teacher.
Right.
So to become a certified driver education teacher, the pathway to become that, if you're a certified teacher, is a clear pathway. Outside of that, it's an extended pathway. So say if somebody who wasn't a certified teacher decided they wanted to, you take Tracy, who just retired, who's done trainings for bus drivers. His pathway, which this is we just talked about, how sometimes we get out on the way as entities, New York State, whatever else you want to call it. He's certified to teach CDL bus drivers very, very serious and high level. But to become certified to be a driver education teacher,
It's a different
it's
certification.
like move mountains.
Right.
Which does not make any sense, which is something that I'm going to be talking with BOCES about and see if we can do some work on the legislative side to get some endorsements that way and maybe ease up on those credentialing. on that credentialing piece, but we'll see what happens.
Because you think if somebody goes out to a private instructor,
Yeah, absolutely.
really, the requirements are not there like they are for SED, so it doesn't make
So we're
sense.
gonna look at all the options, because we have to. As you said, Ron, it's such a life skill and it's important for our community. So we'll report back what we come up with.
You don't have a stipend already established for the teacher?
We're running it through the BOCES service, and we have a allocation for that BOCES service.
Mhm.
It costs us, the way the service works is depending on the overall cost of the instructor, the expense, the fuel, everything, all that expenses is one up. This is my BOCES hat, former hat coming on. So all that expense gets put in the hopper, say it's $20,000 total, and then in the region, out of, I just said it was 11, so then you're 12, and say we ended up with, I don't know, 500 kids total. It all gets divided down those per pupil cost, and each district gets billed that, and then it's aidable by BOCES aid. So our portion will be 31% of our fee. So it makes it very, very reasonable to be able to do it and offer for our kids running it through the BOCES service. So for us, if we can entice somebody internally to get it, we could still offer it through that service, but we want to help get somebody certified in order to get back into the service to provide it to the kids, if that makes sense.
But we can't offer a stipend to incentivize that?
No, they get a stipend, they get paid.
Okay.
Yeah, they get hourly pay. And stipend, in fact, if the BOCES rate is lower than ours, our teachers in summer have a summer rate by contract that they get paid by hour, and the driver instructor gets the same, would get the same. Yep. Okay.
No correspondence this time?
Correct.
And additions to the agenda?
We have a change, and we, because of that change, we deleted one item. So yesterday, we updated the 11-month typist position to a 10-month position plus 20 summer days. That candidate is still Amanda Northrup from an eligibility list, and her new salary is $20,448 prorated per annum beginning August 1st, and that does not include the 20 summer days in that salary. Because of that change, we had to delete item 11E, which then shifted all of the other new business item numbers.
What was the mindset, going from 11 months down to 10 months and then granting another month? 20 days, 4 weeks.
Go ahead, Nick.
We really don't have any other 11-month positions, so it sort of created this odd situation. And it's just much more straightforward with payroll and benefits-wise to have it be 10-month positions, many of which we have in the district, so it was just much easier to administer that way.
So the position is not requiring a 12-month employee?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, we, in discussions, as you know, with every position, we hire a process, we review it, do we need it, do we need adjustments, what do we need to do? It was determined by the elementary school that an 11-month position gets it done. They need a person for 1 month in the summer, for 2 secretaries to be in the office, the 1 secretary is 12 months. So the adjustment was made before going through the hiring process, the decision was made to go down that road, so.
Consent agenda. So we have declared surplus, which is the list is attached. The board, the milk and ice cream bids for the school year. Approved the 2023-2024 summer stipends. So this is approve a summer stipend to Erin Cowles in the amount of $350 to provide Medicaid supervision pending the student attendance with the summer therapy services. So that's only as needed for the summer. Approve the nursing summer preparation time. So approve summer nursing hours as listed. And then personal resignation. So this is Shirley Brown. She's changing positions.
Correct, this is contingent upon her appointment tonight to the custodial worker bus driver position.
And then personnel emergency appointments. So we have a summer part-time custodial helper, Jared Bartlett, summer bus monitor, Rhonda McClellan, special education home-based instruction, Lisa Reinhardt.
That was our emergency, basically because of our move of the date to 1 week later. So if we had our meeting last week, we would have been able to get to it without it, but we didn't want to lose a week of work for these individuals.
Personnel appointments, so substitute streaming service technician, Cindy Baker, lead teacher APPR evaluators, which are our 3 principals, the lead principal evaluator, Dr. McDonald, and then Zach Gressler is appointed as the athletic coordinator effective 7/1/2023 through 6/30/2024, and he will be receiving a stipend of $7,500. Our substitute roster for the middle school, high school receptionist, file is attached. Personnel athletic recommendations. So that is also attached. So I will need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Just a question on the coaching recommendations. These are in addition to recommendations that have already been made? Or,
These were ones that we didn't approve in last meeting.
and the TBDs are,
We're approving the position currently, just waiting to see who is assigned to that position.
Well, one of them hasn't signed that
Right, for tonight.
tonight.
We've
We
gained
didn't
one,
have before.
yep, and we still have 3 openings.
And then we have
Okay.
some volunteers that we didn't approve at the last meeting. Listed
Yep, correct, on the second page.
on the second page.
and are we still looking for volunteers for any position?
Looking as a, whoever should have gone seek them, they seek us,
Okay.
and then we evaluate with the coaches and decide whether or not they need them, and whether or not they're the appropriate fit to the program. So, I don't know, last time I've heard anybody having to seek volunteers. We tend in this community to have them come. Sometimes more than what we, most of the time, more than what we actually need. And most years, well, since I've been back, we've had to turn some away to say, we don't need you, we've got enough, because there's a balance.
So to clarify, the athletic recommendations are not newly created positions. They just are positions
They were
that
just
have
ones
been
that we
filled, right?
didn't fill at the last meeting.
Correct.
Now we're filling one. There are a couple that are still open, plus volunteers that we're approving.
So all the other fall positions are filled then?
Yes.
What I'm saying?
Correct.
Yep. Along with we approved some of the winter sports as well
Okay.
at the last meeting.
So Mr. Dumond.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried? Okay, so we'll move into new business. So we would like to accept donations, generous donations of $1,379 from Shursky Companies LLC to the varsity football program, and $150 from the Craig family to the Justin Craig Memorial Award. Thank you for those generous donations to our school. I'll need a motion to accept.
Make a motion?
Second.
Okay, I'm not getting away.
All in favor?
I will.
Absolutely.
Opposed? Next is fund the WTA contract for the 2023-2027. Do you have any discussion about that? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. approve the bus transportation request. So this is to transport the military personnel on site for the RT event on July 12th at an estimated rate of $1,914.84, and the details are attached. For a trip to be paid for by Delaware County.
That is the non-needed rate per mile, just sort of to make sure, since we've learned a lot about that, I want to be sure to clarify that as we move forward.
Make a motion to accept that?
We're paying it up front, and then the county's paying us back.
Well, it'll go through our system internally, so, yeah, we'll be paying, we'll be doing this, and we'll be paying for the fuel costs, and then we'll be invoicing them the actual expense. This is an estimated expense, and we'll be invoicing them the actual expense to Delaware County to reimburse the district.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Extended transition services agreement. Extended transition services agreement between the Walton Central School District and the ARC of Delaware County, approved on December 6, 2022, for delivery of transition services to students through August 31st, 2023. Any questions about that? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. Next is, now we can talk about our committees. Appoint Facilities Advisory Committee. So currently we have on the Facilities Committee, we have Kevin Charles, Graydon Dutcher, and Rhonda. Does anybody else want to join? And,
Meg's on there, right?
yeah, Meg. Meg and the president is the alternate, who, I guess Graydon's on there twice.
Right. President is always the alternate.
Yeah. All right, so I'll need a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Finance Advisory Committee. So currently we have Rhonda, Dick, and Meg, and the president as the alternate. We have room for one more on this committee. If anybody's interested, you don't have to make the commitment tonight. We can always appoint you at a later time.
Right, and there is no minimum, we just have the maximum
Okay.
of 3.
All right, so I'll need a motion for that one.
So
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
you have a footnote down here, Paul and Ron are gonna continue on the committee. Paul?
Well, that's just a
That was
note, I'll take
typo.
that off.
Yeah.
Pardon?
That was from last year.
Okay. I thought maybe you missed this.
I'm sure he does.
Same thing with policy. It's on
Yeah,
there.
policy, yep.
He might be watching right now.
I Policy Committee. So right now, it's Kevin Charles, Graydon, president is the alternate. So we have room here for one more as well. So I'll need a motion for that.
Make a motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And then the Curriculum Advisory Committee. Right now, it's Al, myself, president as the alternate, high school principal, middle school principal, and the elementary school principal.
Right, and Mr. Verweer said he would like to be
And
on
Kevin.
that.
So I'll need a motion for that as well.
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Unless anything else.
Carried. And then personnel emergency appointments. favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Personnel appointments. So this is where our change that we just talked about came in. So we are, this is to appoint Jamie Aubin to the senior typist
And Amanda.
and Amanda Northrup as the typist, and the addendum we just talked about.
I'll make a motion for that appointment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, now we're up to Dr. McDonald.
Okay. So the first thing I wanted to, some good news. The track team went to nationals this weekend. And Beth sent us out some communication. I know you were there, so you
I
can
was
give
there.
some first-hand accounts, but we had Carter McNamara, Hayden Robinson, and Peyton Tweedy all compete in nationals. I got some statistics. Hayden scored 90 out of 100 and had a 25 straight run. Peyton scored a 93 out of 100. Carter scored a 97 out of 100 with a 75 straight run. He ranked 147 out of 1,718 competitors and qualified for finals. Only the top 400 athletes moved to the finals. And for the finals, he scored 95 out of 100, but didn't place.
Correct.
So tremendous accomplishments for those three. And the trip was great, you said?
It was great. It's a really great experience to go to nationals. So that is in Mason, Michigan. It's at a facility that is about, I think it's more than 30 fields. And it's about 3/4 of a mile back and forth between the fields. There are 1,800 competitors that are there on an individual level. And this was Peyton's third year going. And so it was, and my second year going. And so anyone who wants to join TRAP, it's really a great experience. So a lot of fun.
Nice.
And this continues to be very evolving. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the state. Actually, nationally, I think I read.
Yeah.
Regionally, if you recall, we started around the same time Bainbridge started. Then the first year we were there, we had Sydney, we had like 4 or 5 different schools represented in our team. Sydney now has their own.
Unitico has their
Unitico has their own.
Franklin has their own.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that all came from the core of what was started here in Walton. I'm hearing that there may be some other partnerships brewing in the track world with some potential other mergers of teams is what I'm hearing, some discussion. So it's great that it's growing, and it's great that Walton has been able to help be the nucleus of a lot of this growth in our region. So just terrific.
Yeah, Beth Rowland has done a great job of organizing all that. It's a lot of work to get it started, and a lot of fundraising goes on because it's an expensive sport. So we really do appreciate the community members that support our raffles. That's how we raise the money for our ammunition and our birds. So it's really a great experience. So
It's one of the best lifelong sports we can get them into, because you can do it. I finished trap about a half hour before I came here, and you can do it forever. And there's few other high school sports that are like that.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
likely to be playing football again, but I can shoot trap.
Absolutely.
Right.
yeah.
I'm hearing that archery is now growing.
They have been
That's the
growing
next
for the
thing
last
that's
6
growing.
years.
So it's going to be interesting to see over time. So we talk about lifetime sports.
Well, yeah.
Most of you might not remember, but I used to run the rifle team here
Mhm.
until 1990, and the state decided guns and kids were bad. Couldn't even go there. But seeing this picking up and taking off is a good thing.
It's very
Yeah, it's
exciting.
great.
Well,
It's
thank
great.
you to Beth
So,
Howland for initiating that.
Yep. So
Nice opportunity for the kids.
I'll keep the board informed of any information that comes regarding the team and its growth. As we know, it's not under the same guidelines and structure as the others, so we don't have to do any approvals of any mergers or anything like that as they come together, but I will inform you of what the team is composed of on an annual basis, okay?
If there's a student who's interested, who would they contact? Or
You contact Beth.
Beth?
Yep, who's our
Yep.
elementary school guidance counselor, in case anyone doesn't know. But That's who they would contact. And just to let everyone know, there is a fall season. So the fall season, you can participate in sports along with track. So it's not an either,
There's no
you don't have to
conflict.
pick. You can do both, because they usually do their practices on the weekends. And that's when they do their competitions, on the weekends as well. And I would say the fall season is the season, if you're not sure, that's the one that you want to try out, because it's a shorter season. And also, during the fall season, we aren't getting ready for states and nationals. The spring season is a little bit more competitive, but I call the fall season the fun season, and it's about, I think, 4 weeks long, where the spring season is about 6 weeks long. So
Is there an age requirement?
you have to be 12, because you have to go through the hunter safety course.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
IRT, we had a visit from Lieutenant Vasquez. Tomorrow will be the first full day from 8 to 4. They're running, and then there's different times the weekend. I believe it's up to 7 p.m.
Some nights are 7.
Right,
correct.
Saturday, Sunday.
I didn't realize it was Saturday and Sunday until I read the flyer. So
Yep, right straight through.
Yeah.
Yep, because it's again, it's a DoD training exercise, so from the time that they're here until the time they leave, they're full out functioning and operational. Thursday is a Distinguished Visitors Day, so we will be having some high-ranking officials from the DoD, from the Pentagon. I haven't heard yet who is RSVP, but I'm hearing there may be some senators, there may be some assemblymen around. I have no idea yet. They will be here in the morning for a briefing, and then a walkthrough to the operational site in-house. And then I believe they're all attending the bridge ceremony
At 11
at
o'clock
11.
at Veterans Plaza.
So that's going on for the public to know. We have the bridge ceremony, dedication ceremony going on, all on Thursday. So just to keep that in mind, just so everybody knows that. If anybody is watching this, I'll be sending out a school messenger reminding folks of the event and of the services being provided. But please, if you know of anybody who may need the services, you yourself, kids with school sports physicals, vision, classes are made on site, dental, up to everything except for root canals. The only thing I think they don't do, they do extractions, they do fillings, they do everything here on site. Veterinary, they're doing well care, so they're doing, I asked them today, they're doing rabies shots, distemper shots, and wellness checkups with small animals. Behavioral health, what am I missing?
Physical health, medical.
Right, medical, they're doing medical checkups, including
Dental.
physicals, dental, vision, and behavioral health, and then veterinary. So great opportunity for no-cost care.
The animal services, are they doing the shots and stuff here or Delhi?
Middle school is the shots in the wellness, well care. SUNY Delhi was the site, or is the site for spay and neutering operations. They're already booked up with appointments, but here, as far as, small animals, cats, dogs, bring them in, and everything is walk-in. No appointments necessary, it's walk-in.
If I can add to that, the Department of Public Health in Delhi has scheduled a free rabies clinic here in Walton tomorrow night at the highway garage. So it's in addition to what's going on here, so if they can't get in here, that will still be available from 5 to 7 p.m. for free rabies.
Okay. Very good. Summer programming also started this week. We're very, very busy high school, middle school complex for July. Very busy. We've got the summer meal program, breakfast and lunch. We've had approximately for lunch 35 or so students, which seems to be on par with what we have done. I was asking Mrs. Baker from her recollection of the elementary. We have the elementary summer school. I came down here this morning, and it was about 10:30 this morning here in the library. I come in the hallway, and all I heard was elementary kids laughing, and which is very different
Right.
for a
Different
high
sound
school
for
to hear
here.
elementary kids having a grand old time, which was great to hear the laughter and the fun that they were having. And we have high school kids here for credit recovery daily from 8 to noon. So very, very busy over here, but it's going well. For day 2, it's going well. I'm sure we'll have some bumps in the road, but everything's working so far. Townsend project, I'm sending out the Friday reports when we get them. We had a little bit of a break in that because Ethan was out, but he's back, and so we got I think I sent out the report this past week when I received it, so we'll get the progress reports. I heard today that they are taking out the first of the flooring, and it's going quicker than they expected. They took out like two a day and got them out, so that is a great news because they get that floor out of there. That's the asbestos abatement. If you recall, the only thing that was asbestos was the little bit of glue and sealant between the sections. That's it. So they have to take it out because of that section of material under abatement. So as soon as they get that out, they can take down the abatement containment and they can pour the floor and then start building back up.
And that was
So-
the main concern, is how long it would take for the floor to cure.
Yes.
So with them getting a head start on that, that hopefully will help us come time for school.
Exactly. So the projected timeline for the hardening and even getting in there to build back up was like the 18th of August. It was going to be that close. But now with this being a little quicker, hopefully the floor will get cured a little quicker. We can get the walls up in the hallways, and then we can start getting things ready for the opening even quicker. Because after they put if you think of the first floor when you come in down that wing, the section that's being worked on, the ceiling's gone on the first floor. You know, it's from, you walk in, if we could go in the containment area, we'd be looking up at the roof.
Right.
So we gotta get the floor down, then they gotta put the grid down and get the ceilings and the lights back up on the first floor, so that we get the first floor ready and operational and clean and ready to receive people, which includes the kitchen and the cafeteria areas. So we've got a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. The rooms themselves, they can work on that into the school year. They'll be walled off, the corridor hallways will be there, they'll be in there putting back new, so it's not any demolition or anything, they're putting back new material, so we can work safely around school in action. The key for us is to get everything ready to be back open on time, which I'm pretty confident we'll be okay, as long as we don't have any bumps in the road. I hate to even say those words, and I don't have any real wood anywhere. Corey does behind here. So.
But that was one of the conversations we had about, it didn't make sense to leave the old bathroom facilities,
Correct.
replace it all.
Yep, so, and thankfully, it's one on one side and one on the other side. So it's one bathroom this summer and one bathroom next summer. Because the boys is on one side and the girls is on the other side. So we didn't even have to worry about 2 plumbing jobs in one summer, so that helps as well. It seems like you get in that old pipe and different, that's where you can get some surprises. In 1938 plumbing. So we'll see where it goes, but it's all looking good right now. I am encouraged. That's all I have.
Is the kitchen, the appliances, is it the original going back in, or is that being
Yeah, it's all originals going back in. It's not a kitchen remodel. The kitchen's been over time, has been updated and such. They had to take some of it apart and move it out to the other side so that they could do what they need to protect the rest, the remaining structure, and also to do the work that they need to do above it. But yeah, it's intact. It's mainly intact right now and protected. But, yeah. Okay.
Is there a need for executive session tonight?
No.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Very nice job, Tammy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.